name's Victoria Fiore, and I've handpicked some of the best and brightest startups set to change the way we travel, eat, and live our daily lives. We're in London to see what's being done to change the way we travel around the city. From product innovation for bikes, to smart solutions for cars, to making commuting a bit more affordable.
I'm Petko Platchkov. I'm the founder and CEO of Commuter Club. What we're doing is a service for commuters to make it a bit easier and a bit more affordable to get to work. Commuting is a big burden, it's expensive, it's one of those things you have to do to get to work. You've got a monopoly that takes you from A to B, and because it's government regulated, you don't have any way of saying, I actually would like different choice or different pricing. It costs the amount that it costs, which is somewhere in the top 3 or 4 expenses each month. About 2 million people actually use it, 2.5 million, and less than 10% actually get the value of an annual ticket. About 15 to 30% cheaper versus buying monthlies or weeklies. The annual ticket is expensive and a strange commitment. And we realized that if we could offer this loan and break that annual into monthly installments, we could turn it into effectively a subscription service. It could be a saving of 200 up to something like £500–600. It makes a difference, and when you think about it, you have to spend this money. Even a £5 saving is actually a great value add to the consumer. The thing that really gets me excited is building the product, working with our engineers to develop solutions that don't exist today. And we rolled out the first version of the product. It was quite rough. We put it live, and within the first week of going live, it just didn't work. And so we just had people saying, I don't understand what this is, can you offer this product, how does it work, etc., which tells us something's not right. We haven't made this intuitive enough to allow the consumer to service their own solution. That could be seen as a disaster. What have we done? We've put a product that isn't perfect. But actually, because the technology now allows us to deploy so quickly, within a week, within 2 weeks, we took that feedback in, we refined the product, and we had a second version that was 10 times better than what we could have predicted. And actually what worries me is, can we continue to maintain that pace of innovation? Can we continue to do that weekly deployment as our platform gets more complicated and we get thousands and millions of customers? But I think those are the challenges that actually excite me.
For those of you who prefer to get around in car, the greatest, most frustrating challenge is finding a parking space. Just Park helps do just that.
My name is Anthony Eskenazi, founder and CEO of Just Park. When I had the idea back in 2006, I saw an empty driveway close to a sports stadium and thought, wouldn't it be great if I could just park there? We've got all this empty and underutilised space in our cities, which is just not being used, or it's not publicly accessible. The London streets were not designed for cars. They were barely designed for horse and carriage. That's one of the major reasons we have a parking problem. I don't think everyone needs a car in London. We still need to get to that train station, and walking 15–20 minutes with a 2-year-old or a 3-year-old is just not feasible. The cost of a single train ticket could be £50–60, whereas if there's 3 or 4 people going, it just makes much more economic sense to bung everybody into a car and drive down. Obviously the elderly, the disabled, getting on public transport may not be appropriate or available to them. So there are plenty of examples where private transport use is still the only way to travel, and the number of people who have that fear, have that anxiety, that stress when they get into their car or they're planning a journey or deciding not to make that journey because of the fear of where they're going to park. That is the problem we're really trying to solve. Type in where you want to go, book, and you're done. You should be able to find and book a space in 2 or 3 clicks. That will find you the most convenient and affordable parking space that suits your requirements. So it was back in December 2013. We were looking to raise some money, but we also felt we wanted the expertise that a VC could bring to the business. We approached Index Ventures and we started negotiations, but in parallel we were also investigating the crowdfunding route. And it's always good to have at least more than one option on the table, because it helps with the negotiation as well. We sent a survey out to a random 5% of our customer base and said, look, if we were to offer shares in Park at My House, as we were called then, would you be interested? And the response was phenomenal. That 5% said they'd be happy to pledge close to £750,000. So that gave us a confidence that not only do our our own customers believe in the business, but also that we'd be able to raise a significant round of funding. In February 2015, we finally launched our campaign. And a lot of people think, crowdfunding, it's easy, you just build a campaign page and a video and then put it live. But the amount of prep work that goes on behind the scenes, a lot of comms work, because the way we planned the campaign was very much about maintaining and building momentum, but also increase the chances of generating more and more positive stories. So when we hit £1 million, make sure we issue a press release. When we hit £2 million, are there any records that we can break? How do we manufacture it to break those records? And so we made sure that pretty much every 2 or 3 days, we were breaking a new record or hitting a new milestone, throwing an investor party or something else that we can, our comms team can basically jump on, spread the word, so it looks like this is the most exciting crowdfunding campaign in history. And we did it, and the whole team absolutely smashed it. We broke, I think, every record under the sun.
In the past few years, thousands have taken to cycling as their main mode of transport in the city. And one startup is taking the challenges that cyclists face and tackling them head on.
Hi, I'm Emily and I run a company called Blaze, and we make products for urban cyclists. I had never been on a bike 4 years ago, but decided to cycle the length of the UK for charity and fell in love with biking. And my final year design, I gave myself the theme urban cycling. I wanted to find the biggest problem for cyclists, whether it's getting wet or your bike stolen or getting lost. Straight away, personal safety was flagged as the biggest barrier for people who don't cycle, but the biggest challenge for those who do. And there was one stat that really stuck out and still amazes me today, and that's 79% of bikes that are hit are travelling straight ahead and somebody else turns into them. So the threat is in front of you. You as the rider can see them, but they can't see you. So literally thinking, I wish I was just there, approaching a junction. I wish I was just 5 yards ahead. I'll project myself there. And that was the idea. Our flagship product is the laser light, which tackles the blind spot. And that's a front light that also has a laser, and it projects the symbol of a bike just in front of you onto the road, so the driver ahead can see that you're coming and doesn't turn across your path. That's now shipping to 52 different countries around the world. And we launched our second product, the Burner, on Kickstarter last month, which is our backlight, which is just a really high quality light with a light sensor, so it comes on automatically when it's dark. The battery lasts about 2 months. That did really, really well. We wanted to raise £35,000 in a month, and we did that on day one. And then also the recent news that we just had our technology built into the Santander cycles. So they are now getting lasers. They've got a light sensor, and the laser comes on automatically when the bike is moving and in darkness. Cycling is growing really fast in London and also New York and all around the world. Travel in the city is so expensive now, and often it's quicker by bike, it's more efficient, you're staying healthy, the roads are getting more and more congested. You just need to get on a bike once and you realise it's better by bike, and I think more and more people are coming over and joining two wheels. I think there is lots more that can be done in the cycling world, especially for cyclists in the cities. Getting wet, getting lost, the security of your bike, so we want to be the brand that's tackling them. It's a roller coaster, and one minute you're taking over the world, and the next minute you think it's all going to crumble, but keep it rolling. It's great fun, and I love it.
It seems that there is plenty more space to disrupt and many more great ideas to be had to improve our lifestyles. But for now, here's to a hassle-free, cheaper commute, carefree parking, and safer cycling.